Well, good afternoon and good evening. This is Stuart Rhine Report. Uh, Still searching for additional subscriptions and likes and criticisms and analysis. And today, which is Saturday, I just want to speak a few words about murder, free speech, the military, and a private Trump police force. In the aftermath of the Kirk shooting, I have a few comments on the state of democracy or lack thereof in America because I cannot believe that the Trump regime can possibly get away with capitalizing on the event to promote a violent reaction against all normal people.
So it was a crushing blow to the Trump regime and state regime media known as Fox and the right-wing ecosphere in general that the killer of Charlie Kirk was, to use a phrase by Utah's governor, one of their own, a 22-year-old white guy from a religious family in Utah, a gun-toting family, a Trump-supporting family. To be fair, the killer's political affiliations are still unclear. He dressed up like Donald Trump for Halloween in 2017. There are some who say he's a far-right guy, like a Groyper or whatever. No, he's a far-left guy. He's a 22-year-old white guy who looks like he could come from any MAGA family, and that is narrative shattering for Trump, for MAGA, for the right-wing media ecosphere who wanted to use this to sow more division and to attack Democrats and the leftists.
It judges to be enemies from ordinary folk to broadcasters to political analysts to university professors to trans and gay people. In other words, all of us poor humanists who abhor racism, anti-Semitism, fascism, and Nazis and believe in the rule of law, while the regime attempts to incite its bloody base to violence and promote a civil war in the face of a tragic moment. I do not endorse murder or assassination as a tool of political experience, even in response to an ongoing tyrannical takeover of America, or as a means to silence the views of someone with whom I disagree or we disagree with, however vile and disgusting those ideas and their expression may have been. And who would believe that there is a left-wing conspiracy going on when Kirk and his family are Trumpians and Mr. Robinson's family are also Trump Republicans and right-wing Mormons? It's ridiculous that some have raised their voices to condemn Charlie Kirk as a neo-Nazi, anti-Semitic, racist piece of shit. It's fair to say that they should not suffer any shame for their opinions and certainly have given no cause or reason to have them silenced either by inference, interference, or penalties, because the very freedom of speech he enjoyed and abused with his hateful and divisive speech while he was alive must be given the same sanctified protections to all others under our First Amendment within the Bill of Rights. Matthew Dowd was fired by MSNBC, and that firing is nothing short of a cowardly concession to the fascist regime in office and an insult to all of us who still believe in our Constitution. The fact, as reported in the London Guardian, that teachers, firefighters, and military personnel are among those who have lost jobs after posting their opinion on social media is a fucking disgrace. And any corporate, governmental, or other institution or entity that has conducted such a horrendous witch hunt should themselves be obliterated by critical comment and face legal actions to restore the rights of those who have been affected. The very idea by the lunatic Trump that Kirk should be honored with a Medal of Freedom and a casket in a pantheon of real heroes is more than assaulting. It is absolutely insane. And speaking of murder, who in his right mind would buy the concocted Trump and Hegseth story of drug runners blown up by a U.S. missile off the Venezuelan coast in an egregious violation of international law, accomplished without presentation of facts or evidence that they were drug dealers or runners, given the fact that there were purportedly 11 of them, from what we judge from the images, in a small speedboat over 1,000 miles from U.S. territorial waters. And one cannot imagine where some mass of drugs could have been stowed or hidden in the overcrowded little boat that was blown up, or how they would travel that huge distance with a simple outboard motor. And, speaking of other murder, a poor Latino man having his car stopped by the ICE Nazi agents without reasonable cause or reasonable suspicion, now seemingly permitted by the fascist Supreme Court, of course, attempting to get away, supposedly, according to ICE, and who can believe their bullshit stories, was shot dead by one of the agents, dead, over a vehicle stop and a possible immigration issue. It is insane and it is despicable. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.